Good morning and salutations, one and all. My name is Michael. I'm the Deadly Gamer, and welcome to Pathfinder 2nd Edition, Curse of the Crimson Throne, our first edition adventure that has been converted for these wonderful and amazing people who are here to chill out, have fun, and enjoy all of the cool stuff that is happening. Why is Alexander there? What has happened? Did Marcus touch something? Anyway, it's fine. Marcus is not feeling well, so he will not be speaking today. So you know, Marcus playing, of course, Unok. But it is good to see everyone else in good health and in good spirits. Welcome. How you guys doing?
Great.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yay! That's so good to hear. Now, we have a wonderful and amazing game for you guys to start with. But, of course, we will start today's session while I am doing this with our sponsors. We have a number of individuals who are responsible for helping us keep the lights on here and do all the cool, fun, wacky, and amazing things. Starting, of course, with our friends over at HeroForge for the wonderful art you see on stream here. All the characters are made using an amazing 3D model making software that allows our heroes to basically do all the cool, fun, wacky, and amazing things. Oh, I know what it is. Have you muted yourself in Discord, Marcus? Unmute yourself in Discord, just mute your microphone. That's what I mean when I say don't touch it. All right. Anyway, so as we were saying, yes, we have HeroForge for the wonderful artwork. We have Sirenscape for the beautiful sounds that we will not be hearing today, but you know, we normally do have Sirenscape, which has an incredible array of sounds, music, and accompaniments for any game to make them sound and feel amazing. And Fantasy Grounds for our VTT, which you can see behind me. VTT's, you know, stuff. We have things. Things are cool, and we have dice and all this other cool things. Is that none other than the wonderful and amazing Carson? Carson, you bloody beautiful legend. It's so good to see you. Ladies and gentlemen, please let me introduce you to Space Shark. If you do not know who this person is, this is a wonderful and incredibly talented video game and RPG streamer. A good and dear friend of myself and many of the people who circle around the TTRPG scene. And honestly, as I said, a very sweet and dear being. We love Carson, so go check out Space Shark and all of the fun activities that they have there. If you are a fan of animated RPG content as well, Space Shark also plays one of the titular main character roles in the Dingo Doodle series Fool's Gold. So yeah, if you're a fan, go check him out and, you know, like, yeah, go send some support, send some love. And if you are here from the Shark Attack, my name is Michael, Dead as a Gamer. This is my place, this is my face. We play RPGs. Enjoy. If you have any questions and things like that, please, by all means, ask. We are a very interactive chat, and we like hanging out with people. That's basically it. I hope you're doing well. I hope you are living your best. I feel like we haven't caught up in a while. We should just chat at some point, just like catch up proper. But yeah. Und then we have those are our sponsors. We now have, of course, the people who help me keep the lights on here at the Dead as a Gamer channel, allow me to continue to do this crazy, cool, fun thing that we do. My Patreons, who are my players, who take on the role of the protagonists of my adventure and try to endure everything I throw at them. I'm going to let them introduce themselves and the characters they play while I go get a tissue and a drink. We will start off with none other than the wonderful Malakisa, who will introduce herself and Marcus. Okay, bye.
Hi, everybody. I play, excuse me. I play Holly, who is a noble fairy. She was doing all of the things that my screen has totally frozen, but looks like we unfroze. Let me know if you can't hear me.
You cut out completely for a bit there.
Okay, but I'm back on now.
Yeah, you're good now.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
We're back.
So Holly was a noble, and like nobles, she was basically useless. She kind of ignored her tutors. She read lots of adventure books. And then when it came time to do the one thing that female nobles have to do, which is get married and make babies, she said no. And following her adventure book, she decided to get out of the world of the Fae and, have some adventures of her own and became a rogue. And it turns out that real life is not at all like the adventure books that she was reading. And she fell in with a wonderful group of people, of which Dante was one of them, and then met a whole bunch of other wonderful people along the way. She wound up selling her soul to Asmodeus to save some children from the plague, and now she's a cleric of Asmodeus. And then her former fiance was a little salty about that whole situation, and he decided to slaughter her
Oh,
entire
there they
family.
go again.
And as opposed to being a noble, she's apparently now maybe a queen. Oh, okay. All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good now.
Good now. Okay,
I
cool.
think your internet is finicky at the moment.
Yeah, it's a little twitchy. So now she's unfortunately a queen and not terribly happy about that, and she's super unhappy with her ex-fiance. So that may be playing out at the end of this game. I'm not sure. We will see what happens at the end of book 6 for Holly. And then we will move on to someone else who will introduce Unot because my internet is twitchy. So Laura Bones, who plays Agnes, might want to introduce Unok.
Hello, yes, I am Laura Bones. I play Agnes. But first, Unok, who is, let's see if I can remember exactly what Unok is. Who's dragon slaying orc from the Badlands that we picked up when we were traveling through a castle of undead things. And he helped us kill some dragons. And then joined us ever since. I'm thinking he may have some regrets about this. To be fair, considering several of us have kind of gone feral and attacked him. But that's beside the point. That just happens on adventuring times. So the last time he was really good. He got the killing blow on the dragon, and he's but currently he's on his rooftop somewhere, and I must have missed what happened there. But hey, that's Unok. I hope I did all right. I also play Agnes. Hey, Agnes, who is a human and a psychic and a mom, which is scary. And currently she's extra scary because she's extra angry because, well, her daughter's been kidnapped and she's not very happy about it. And the woman that she was hoping would be able to tell her where her daughter was has just been turned into a statue, which she's low key kind of glad about, but also now she can't talk. So, meh, we'll see. And hey.
Hi, I'm Rykon. I play Dante, the Kitsune Druid, local to the Corvosa Force. He met up with this currently original ragtag bunch when he was looking for information on a drug that killed his friend called Pesh. Uh, then he went traveling around almost all of Corvosa within that time frame, and now back at it again.
Sure. And I'm, Steve, Cookie Mod Steve, playing Ray, who's a Tanuki champion of Milani. You can probably tell him Tanuki is a raccoon person. He is, he was sent out to expedite the return of the party to save the city, and now has somehow joined up with them and is doing his best to help save the city and free from tyranny.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Cass. I am playing Alizaro. She is an awakened Secretary Bird swashbuckler who joined the party after Quinn stole her horse. But now she's starting to like the gang and starting to get used to their company and actually being around other people. And she is afraid of closed-toed shoes.
Silence Wizard.
Coughing up a lung real quick.
Oh no, we're talking about
Talk about Michael.
It looks like he's talking, but he's
He's
not.
talking, but we can't hear him. Can
Can
chat
he
here?
hear us?
Oh,
There we
there he
go.
comes.
Because this stupid thing is gonna work for me. Yeah! Okay, there it is. I just need to unplug it and plug it back in again. Because there you go. That's the thing. Okay. Yes, thank you very much, everyone. Sorry, I was actually just purchasing Sirenscape because I'm like, you know what? Let's see if we can just get it working for our groups rather than waiting on somebody else. So hopefully we've got some sound. If not, I will figure it out later. But yes, so yes, thank you very much. Of course, these, like I said, these are my wonderful supporters, but there are other supporters, of course, people who need to be thanked and appreciated as well, and that is, of course, my lovely audience members. Guys, thank you so much for being here and being a part of the show and enjoying us on this journey. We have a number of ways that you can influence the game while we play. The first of all, for those of you who are a little bit strapped for cash, you can just watch our show, earn channel points from watching the channel and just enjoying everything you see, and as you do so, you can use those points that you earn in order to influence the game while we play. Inspiration, inside bonuses, wandering monsters, wandering bosses, so many cool things. So go check them out. They're very, very cool. And subscribers, you earn channel points a little bit quicker. So hey, if you ever feel like it, then subscribe. Then of course we have monetary donations for those of you who have the means to and can do so to help good old Daggerino out with his monthly survival check. We are already at 32%, which is freaking awesome. So thank you so much for all the support we've received. We definitely have a few people in chat and in the group who we thank especially for their kindness and their generosity because they allow me to do stuff like being able to go, hey, Sirenscape sponsorship is being kind of crummy, so I'm going to go and just purchase it for my players' enjoyment. Stuff like that is always appreciated and stuff. So all the monetary donations go towards the channel and the basic essentials. Because I'm very transparent with what I do with that money, so that's kind of it. All right, we have of course some monetary donations for you guys to enjoy while we're playing. First of all, for $5 you can give a player one of these red marks you can see on the screen. These are hero points that can be used to stave off death, petition the DM for nonsense that isn't the rules, or roll with advantage. The jinx points, which are these little purple marks, can also be bought for $5 that can counteract hero points, make bad guys roll with advantage, or complicate things ever so slightly. For $10, I will draw for one of two decks in front of me. The first deck is a deck of heroic actions, which gives a player of your choice a free, powerful action, as well as a hero point for their use during the game. We then also have a plot twist and flashback. Random, a card, which has been given two random plot twists, one from I and one from All Things Fantasy. Is that correct? I believe so. But, hiya! The first is going to be the moment of indecision from Schooly Eye. We have a moment of indecision. Interesting. And then our next one we have collective memory. Collective memory. Interesting on that one. I think I know where to go with these two. Okay. So that's how we do plot twists. For $20, you can donate to give somebody the golden natural 20, which serves as a critical hit, and seriously, a freaking nat 20. It's a nat 20. It's what it is. It's a critical success. It's sometimes where the schemes go from cockamamie to something outrightly amazing. So yeah, nat 20s are great. We then have our $50 donations. We have 3 different donations that come at the $50 tier. We have a boss buff, which will increase the difficulty of a challenge the group is facing, turning it into something incredibly difficult, upping the ante, making it more vicious, changing the terrain, changing the parameters of victory, a whole bunch of cool stuff. So, yeah. We also have a magic item drop, which goes to a player of your choosing. This can be a homebrew item you design, an item I design, or something that the group gets from their wish list. Whatever the case is, it does not count towards their overall wealth gain, so it is quite a powerful additive to the group. And lastly, we have our Harrow reading, where we draw a card from the infamous Harrow deck, and whatever card we draw, the group gains bonuses based on that card for the entire duration of the game. In addition, if they try to fulfill the prophecy that is associated with the card, they will get a critical success in achieving that their particular goal. So yeah, it depends on the reading and all that, but yeah, that's cool. Then we have our $100 secret menu item. The $100 secret menu item is a massive donation that comes with a huge reward for our well, pretty much for the efforts and stuff like that. For today, the $100 secret menu item for our group. As you know, our heroes are currently on their last leg towards victory over the queen in Corvosa. They are destabilizing her power and the like. And the $100 secret menu item is going to be quite simple. It's going to be nice and easy. It's going to be an overarching boon to the group. And it will be, for the very first time, and I've run this game maybe like 12 times already. For the very first time in the history of me running this game, I will resurrect and add to my permanent world lore the revival of the Sable Company Marines. And this will extend not only to this game, but to the other games as well, including our Seven Dooms of Sandpoint game, which features Navander, who was a member of the Sable Company Marines before they were destabilized. So that is the $100 secret menu item, is we will be reviving across all the games that I'm playing, the revival of this group of elite airborne knights who serve to protect the lands atop their hippogriff companions. So yeah, that'll be that. And if it sweetens the pot as well, there's another group of individuals that I will allow the person who donates to decide if they will live or continue to be faded into obscurity, and that is, of course, the Grey Gardeners. But more on them later. So, there you go. Didn't you accidentally lynch a Sable Company Marine? You did. That'll still matter, but, the rebellion and the deposing of the queen is a little bit more important. So, they're picking their fights. Okay. Cool. Now let's see if my Sirenscape has started working properly yet. It has not. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, it might take a while for the subscription stuff to become active. So
Turn it off and turn it back on.
I thought I did, honestly. Unless I use it through the online player. Let me try one thing real quick. Loading. Here we go.
I see activity.
I was momentarily confused because I thought someone's ringtone IRL was going off.
Okay, no, we're good. Okay. Okay, so it is working, but just through the web browser, not the app and stuff, so that's fine. It'll do. So, we return once again back to the city of Corvosa. Finally, at the height of the rebellion, our heroes rise against Queen Iliosa. A series of challenges must be met before her final confrontation. Her allies must be destabilized from around her so that our heroes can finally free the city and stop the dragon Kazavron from exerting its tyrannical wrath through these and many more lands. Firstly, after destroying the false rebellion led by one of the Ifriti, our heroes have managed to track down and hunt down Sabina Merrin, the captain of the Grey Maidens, as well as the Black Dragon, who has allied themselves with Kazavron and their goals. However, during the fight with Sabina Merrin, the words of Agnes, the pleas, not pleas, I guess is not the right word. The perspective given to all she has allowed the Queen to do had caused Sabina Merrin to give pause and consider perhaps she had lost sight of what she truly desired. Her obsession with the Queen had led down a road of destruction, and it had to stop. She turned on the Black Dragon and joined you in combat, but the dragon's spirit was as voracious as Kazavron's. First being felled in the flesh, then being felled as the skeletal Dracolich, and finally the spectral form of the dragon now rises a third time, breathing a necrotic breath of death across our group in an attempt to destroy the interlopers. But before both Holly and Alizaro were consumed by the spiritual flames, Sabina Merrin stood before them, taking the brunt of the blow, sacrificing her life so that the others may live. It is here we return to the midst of the final chapter of the dragon fight. Will our heroes emerge victorious, or will they perish? Let us have our heroes roll into initiative as we change the music. All right, there we go. All right, beautiful. All right. The Ravna, having just exploded this huge gout of fire, claps its jaws shut, sealing the flames within. It lets loose this awful, awful sound. Not quite a laugh, not quite a growl, but a menace nonetheless. It lets loose another roar, this one shattering the windows of the building nearby, the draconic heat burning from it at a more intense rate, causing our dear friend Ray to need to make a reflex save. Unfortunately, with a failure.
Oh,
That's
you
your
did
reflex
that.
save. I did. Because I have the power. Alright, as the fire burns intensely, that is 24 points of damage from the flames that just ignite outwards from it. If you remain this close, Ray, you are going to burn up. But that is all it does. As we then go to Holly.
Holly is going to yell at the top of her lungs, "Follow us and get away from it!" And then she's going to run very fast. Although, can she have the map so I can move my token? Thank you. Because Sabina is no longer pushing the cart, so... do we have more of the map?
Darn silence wizards.
Oh, alright. Might I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Alright. So, outline your goals, and then work through these steps one by one. Moving independently in this particular case will not yield any results presently. Also, do feel free to take a moment to react to things that occur if you would like. Obviously, there's the transformation, stuff like that. I'm sure Holly is not accustomed to seeing a dragon go down 3 times. There are many things that could happen here. To simply run off in a direction and hope everything goes okay, Holly will definitely, at her flying speed, either outpace the group or, well, you'll outpace the group but not outpace the dragon, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, she wants everyone to continue following. So she
right.
wants Unok specifically to hear that we are going elsewhere.
Okay, so
We need to get the dragon to go.
okay, so that's the plan you need to communicate to, and you want to specifically do it to Unok. Now, in regards to that plan, you have Ray, who is right now adjacent to the dragon. You have Agnes, who is on the other side of the fountain. Dante is probably close enough to get to or on the wagon as well. Lazaro is already on the wagon, and Unok is on a rooftop. Is there anything you could do to help expedite your plan for the people who may struggle?
Oh, I see. Actually, in that case,
Ray is also flying, don't forget.
Ray is flying. You've got
Ray
a
is
60-foot fly speed, yes?
That's what I had to do. I was just about to double check that. Can't remember whether it was 60 or 40.
Okay,
It is a greater.
am I blind?
It's 40 feet.
40 feet? Very well. It has a 180-foot fly speed.
It has 180-foot fly speed. Oh my god.
Yeah, which is why I was mentioning before. It's like, yes, while Holly will, of course, be able to fly and outpace everyone, there's not a person among you who's going to be able to outrun this thing. You will need to work together in order to outmaneuver the creature. Because the plan currently is to lure it to the south, over the graveyard, over consecrated grounds of Pharasma. If you can do that, it will be able to be taken down permanently once and for all.
okay.
And knowing my luck, I'm probably gonna have to push the cart.
Well, you don't have to.
No, but it would keep everyone at the same speed.
Yeah, but again, you don't have to. I mean, don't burden yourself or anything. Jesus.
Alright, so in that case, Holly is going to turn into an Aranus. How do you say that word?
I mean, I just think having a pusher unwieldy cart.
Oh, an Aranese.
Just moving.
Aranese. Thank you.
Yep, an Aranese. An Aranese is effectively one of the Furies. It's kind of like a black-winged angel in appearance with a flaming bow.
Yes. And a much better fly speed.
All right. You invoke the power of possession with an Aranese forcing their way into your body and causing your flesh to warp and change into one of their own.
And Agnes cannot fly. So, okay, I can't get the thingy to come up to show me how far 40 feet is.
Okay, so you want to press... Okay, there's 2 ways to do this. The first is you press both mouse buttons together and then drag it across. The second is when you pick up your token, hold the Alt button, and then you can move yourself, and you can draw an actual path of where you want to go.
Okay. Holly is gonna go here.
So
Which will
that's
get-
35 foot.
Oh wait, I thought I could go further. Is
40
that 40
foot?
feet?
Yep.
Okay. Holly is gonna go there
Mhm.
and try to pick up Agnes, and then
Agnes isn't there.
Agnes is there.
No, Agnes is over here.
I know, but I can't get that far. That's as far as I can go.
Oh, right. Well, you can double move. Oh, no, you can't because you shapeshifted.
Yeah,
So
I shapeshifted.
shapeshifting's 2 actions, and then you're moving to here. Do you perhaps want to tell Agnes your plan and then see if she'll come to you? And that way you don't have to...
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Good.
you know,
So-
Agnes has dimension doored several times as well, so you would be aware that Agnes has ways of moving
Oh,
swiftly
yeah.
when she needs too. Like I'm only saying that because I've used it in front of you before. If I hadn't,
had-
then I wouldn't have said nothing. But you've
Okay.
seen it.
Mhm.
So Agnes can move, Ray can fly. Dante's a little bit farther away, but Dante can also shapeshift and fly. So in that case, she's just going to be able to fly 40 feet. And does she have the ability to yell loud enough so every single person can hear?
I'd say except for possibly
Sure.
Ray and Agnes.
Like, as
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah, there'll be a check involved, but you can try, yes. Keeping in
Okay.
mind, there's no
So I'll
guarantee
just-
for success. If you want to do something, just do it and see what happens.
Okay. Holly's just gonna yell as loud as she can. Everyone get to the south as fast as you can with whatever skills you can use.
All right. Ray, can I get a perception check from you?
Certainly, if I can find it. There it is.
All right. Yes, you do hear over the roar of the fire the sounds of Holly yelling this. All right. Which then goes to your turn.
Okay. How big is this fire around it?
It is an aura, so as long as you are within 5 foot around it, it will burn. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Let me actually double check. The aura is 10 foot. Sorry, the 10-foot aura.
10 foot. Okay, so mechanically, is it if I end my turn in it? Like, like essentially, if I was to fly that way, am I going to take additional damage, or do I need to go around it?
You don't take any additional damage. It triggers at the start of its turn. Anyone who's around it will take damage.
Okay, so I'm worried about this thing outrunning us, regardless, because he was already quick. So I still have the tangle foot barrel, whatever the heck the stuff was.
Oh, yep, the dragon goo barrel thing. Yep.
The dragon goo. I am going to fling the dragon goo onto it to try and. I don't expect it to stop it for very long, but at
slow it
least
down
maybe
enough for you
delay it
guys to
a
get
little bit.
a lead. Yep, I get it. Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. Make
Okay.
your ranged attack roll against it, if you would.
Ooh. That is on the combat page. I don't
Yep,
think I know what
Yeah,
that is.
combat page should be on the right-hand side. Down the bottom, I think. Let me see if I can find it.
I'm not champion.
Combat page.
It's top right.
Oh, yeah, sorry, top right. Yeah, so they're melee and ranged. Your ranged is a +3.
Plus.
All right. Oh, sorry, I got the door. Just give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Oh, there it is. I get it. I'll roll it while he's gone. Well, that was a convenient roll.
I like how you said you had a +30. I think he saw your
Plus-
melee.
Well, he said +3, I think. Because my ranged is a +3
Oh.
attack base settings. But for some reason it gave me a -1. That's interesting.
All right, sorry about that.
You are frightened 4, so
Ah. Am I still
Alright.
frightened?
Yes.
Oh, that's right, we are.
All right.
at the end of each of your
so,
turns, it goes down by 1.
There you go. I conveniently rolled a 20.
That is, which means that you fail instead of critically failing.
Well, that sucks.
Yes, it does. The barrel will, of course, still land on its square around its feet. However, it is not immobilized. It'll need to make a reflex save to make sure of it as it's moving through the area. But it does give it a chance, though.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take a attack of opportunity regardless. So I've got a 40-foot fly speed, so I can fly to where Dante is, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I've got 2 actions left, so I'm going to.
I'd say wait
No,
till
I'm going to
after
just
you
fly
get
to there
hit.
and raise my shield.
I'm about to say, wait to see what if you get hit or not.
Can I make a suggestion?
Of course.
Raise your shield, then move.
Oh, good idea. Hadn't been on that.
Okay.
What a concept!
I know, right?
I know, right?
Okay.
Raising my shield, and then I'm moving down. Well, I'll be basically right over. Well, just beside.
Good. Good. I'm
Of
glad.
course, he hits me.
Forget his. Of course, he rolls a natural
know.
20. All right, you ready for this?
Nope. Let me have it. Oh, that's scary.
94 damage
You're fine.
as
not
the
done yet.
jaws
My God.
clamp onto you in the midsection. You use your shield and kind of pry the teeth open as you pull yourself out and continue to fly past. Large, huge circular holes now dot your armor around your waist as it's not only injured you, but also burnt you, and you feel part of your soul, like that's like sort of like lethargy that comes from soul-based energy attacks, also managed to rip some out of you. It is not pleasant. And crit card. Triple damage. No. All right. Give me a number between 1 to 5.
It could happen.
Let's just take the first one.
First one? Okay. Let's see. This one is slashing, piercing, and bludgeoning. Let's be kind. Penetrating wound. Ignores all resistances and defenses. So for one
Well-
round, it'll ignore your defense.
Oh boy.
Okay. Done and done. That was Ray. Agnes, you're up next.
Well, Agnes had a plan until Ray just got his insides ripped out. Okay, just gonna stick to our original plan. Hopefully we can just get to it next turn. So, yes, Agnes is going to... It's going to be quite funny because I forgot about my floating disc that's been happily following me around for this entire battle with 4 barrels of Tanglefoot piled up on it that she never got a chance to use because someone got twitchy over a spoon. So
I think the other thing is like you've got Ronald over in the corner here just waiting for his chance to
but
jump
Ronald
in.
will dematerialize.
Oh.
He might have by now if I've got far enough away from him.
Yeah,
to be
no,
honest.
he was just sitting there the whole time. It's like, any second now, this will be my time. I will shine. I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna save everyone.
You know, he was going to attack it when it was just a dragon. Now, he's
Also,
not
by the way,
attacking
you might
this
be
thing.
muted in Discord if.
No, I keep forgetting to press push to talk.
Ah,
that's
okay,
no
no,
problem.
that's okay.
No,
Carry on.
I'm just gesticulating with my hands and forgetting to push to talk. Yeah, so Agnes has also forgotten about this little disc that's floating around behind her. So Agnes kind of just concentrates and just, you know, disappears and whoop, reappears next to you guys. And the disc, because it doesn't exist if I go too far away from it, just slams to the floor and all the barrels of Tanglefoot stuff just hit the deck and start rolling around as Agnes materializes over here.
All right.
And then it's like, what's the plan? What's going on? Oh. As she sees Sabina in the cart.
She's still kind of holding up her shield.
Yeah. And there's a series of emotions that plays over Agnes's face as she kind of just stares at somebody she was wanting to wrangle anyway, but yeah. So
But
yeah.
but she gave her life to save your team.
Hence the play of emotions, but you know, we'll see.
Do you express your emotions in any way?
I don't think so. I think literally she just like starts to say, "Oh, hello, what's the plan?" and then goes, "Oh," and then just kind of stares at Sabina as various, you know, emotions play over her face.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Okay. Following which we have Dante.
Well, nothing is looking very good.
Hey, you're looking really good.
I do have something at least to somewhat lag behind, but at least keep myself up if I go down at least once.
Yeah, they're called hero points.
No, it is called Phoenix Ward because he is doing fire damage.
He's also doing negative damage and rip you to pieces.
Yes.
Damage.
But
yeah. Sure.
if I go down and he's doing fire, it revives me and I gain health based on how much fire damage he dealt, and I gain a flat amount.
Nice. True.
And then we will start. Hold down Alt.
Mm-hmm.
Moving down to here.
Question tag.
Yes.
Frightened 3.
Sorry?
Am I at Frightened 3 now or still Frightened 4?
Frightened 3, you should be. I'll knock it down
I
for you.
change that or do you?
Yeah, I'll change it. There you go. Done. Okay, so Dante casts Phoenix Ward and moves down by the cart. All right, Alazaro, you're up next.
All right. Is there anybody who is not flying right now?
Unok is not flying.
think
He
Unok
said
is
that
flying.
he was flying.
Was he flying?
Yeah, he's got the dragon rage wings.
Oh, right.
All right, and then
Agnes
secondary.
isn't flying.
Okay. So Agnes isn't flying. Then one last question, and then I will know what I'm doing. If Ro were to go kaiju, she still wouldn't be able to outfly the dragon versus everybody flying
So,
individually.
the advantage of you guys being small is that you can weave through the alleyways that the creature is too big to travel through. You aren't going for a straight
Apple.
shot to try and race this thing. It will catch you, it will kill you. You are trying to use the city to your advantage and get it to chase you, using the city itself and your knowledge of it as an advantage to lure it. There is no brute force way through this this section of the fight.
Okay. In that case, could I possibly make a perception check to see if there's a specific path that would be a little bit faster than just blindly flying through the alleys?
Well, as I said, you're not blindly flying through the alleys. You are
Okay.
making your way through.
Okay.
Okay. Is there something specific you would be looking for to seize an advantage while you are being chased?
Besides efficiency and just making sure we're not randomly running into buildings and shit.
Well, okay, I'm going to do the thing. I do the thing. We're gonna do like an exercise, and I invite every one of my players to join me in this exercise. First of all, real quick, Raiders from Forge of Law, Steve, you bloody beautiful legend, Joe. Welcome in. Group is fighting a dragon. The dragon died. The dragon came back. The dragon died again. The dragon is back for round 3, baby. And the dragon is now nigh unstoppable. The group is trying to escape, luring this creature through the city in order to try and take it onto consecrated ground where hopefully the powers of the Temple of Pharasma will destroy the creature where it stands. Now, we've spoken about this before, and do not worry, this is no, and I want to prefix this with, this is not a criticism, this is not a, my way is better than other people's way. This is an exercise that I find that does help people, especially in high-stress combat situations. When we have players reaching into combat scenarios, we have several things run through our minds, and chief among it is, how do we survive? How do we win this? How do we emerge victorious? And often we always think about, how do we minimize our risk and maximize our effect? The thing that we always forget is that it is the GM's job to fuck that formula up. We will always, that is our job. The easier you make something, the harder we are forced to twist things around. If you find some sort of backwards or back alleyway in order to move the mechanics in order to make stuff work, it is our responsibility to ensure that this still remains challenging despite this thing happening. Instead, being present in the world and present in the moment is super important. It's about taking that breath in to breathe in the world that you're in, not just in the sense of like it's a fantasy world with us playing a game, but more you're in a city, a vibrant metropolis, one of the biggest metropolises in the region, in fact. There are a number of places and stores and structures and buildings and people, and there's so much stuff that is present in this city that you know a ton about as a character, but may not know a ton about as a person. In this particular case, again, finding the most efficient way to head south is not going to change your speed, nor is it going to change the dragon speed. But for the time being, I would like for everyone to just, as a quick moment, think of one place or one thing in the city, doesn't have to be relevant to the situation, one place in the city that you think might be between where you guys currently are, which is, let me just pull this up here.
I need to pull up the map again.
Yeah, I'll pull up a map. Now, I do have the full map, of course. But what you believe should be between Corvoza and your final destination to the south. Do I have a... Oh, I've got a GM map. Hold on, here we go. Ah, perfect. Okay. So, I'll just share this with you guys. Can you guys see that one?
We don't see the GM stuff, but we do see the map.
Sweet. Okay, you guys are presently here. You are attempting to get to here, which is the Temple of Pharasma. Now, Highbridge is a residential district of laborers and families, as well as those who specifically work for the town guard and the Sable Company Marine. Well, formerly the Sable Company Marine. This huge square here is a plaza, a popular meeting ground and just hangout place for tourists and the like. And this area, H16, is the Creaky Hammock, which is a nautical-themed restaurant. And, of course, the guard tower, which is where you're at. The gray is, of course, the cemetery. And then there are, of course, different, like, notable places in the cemetery, like, you know, crypts and tombs and stuff. So, what do you believe would be something along the flight path you are going to take? Everyone just throw something out there.
Oh, wait, what day is it? I have no idea what days are. Well, the equivalent of Thursday, right? Oh, right, no, but it's washing day. Right, if we cut through High Bridge, there's a couple of alleys, and that every Thursday they put the washing out across the tops, you know, so there's loads of clothes across, and the alleys are really thin, and if we could just cut through there, then maybe, you know, all the clothes and stuff would hide us and whatnot.
Perfect. In fact, it is indeed a Thursday, and you definitely know a path that will take you straight through. Let's go with this area here. Oop, come back here, you. Sorry, one moment. Through this alley here that will be covered in clotheslines. All right, anyone else? And feel free to make stuff up. Again, this is the invitation.
Yeah. The plaza probably has people in it, but it's also got the ballistas that guard the bridge. If we cut around the edge of it, they're probably going to shoot at the thing.
The guys on the ballista currently work for the Queen.
Yeah, but they don't. This is a different dragon. They don't recognize this dragon.
Oh, true, true, true. Good point. Let's find out what they would
So,
potentially do.
It's
Yeah, okay, not a bad plan. So if you cut across the
So they-
plaza, you could potentially get the ballistas alarmed by the presence of the dragon. That's a good one. Yep, cool, cool, cool. Anyone else?
I would surmise that there would be more ballistas at the southern one as well.
Ballistas, no. The ballistas are
Oh,
mostly for
okay.
for boats and stuff, which is why Highbridge is where they have ballistas. This would just be portcullises and archers.
Ah, okay.
And keeping in mind, if you head down that direction, you're also moving away from where you're intending to go, which you can do, but you know.
If we cut back across that other section of Highbridge, there's lots of food carts and stuff that they have for the residents, and they serve lots of really, really delicious, sugary, greasy foods that they fry, and there's lots of steam and stuff in the air, and it will be harder for the dragon to see us because they're frying all the foods. I know because they eat
Ooh, I like that one. I like that one. That's a good one. That's great. Okay. Cool. Also, happy
all
LARPing.
the fried sugary foods.
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah, smoke and stacks from the food carts. Yeah, great, perfect. All right, anything else?
What way do we know we can get into the gray on like not flying?
So there are
Just
One,
not any James Bond chase scene,
two,
or like Indiana Jones chase scene.
and anywhere in this this long structure here, you can get into the gray.
Okay.
These are also large, kind of like statue, kind of like pillar, like kind of things. They're sculptures.
We could use them to somewhat make it so it has to fly over at least.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, the gray is probably consecrated ground too, like the graveyard.
Oh, it definitely is.
So we probably want to get into the graveyard as fast as we can.
Okay. Well, I think what you could what I think Dante was saying is you could potentially if it's
weave in and
chasing
out?
you. Yeah, if it's chasing you to weave through these statues until you get to here and being able to cut down to the cemetery.
This way, the only way it can actually really technically attack us is with its breath weapon, but hopefully we have enough cover from the pillars.
Oh, don't forget, there's a large gap between the pillars as well. You know, it's hard for a dragon of its size, but you know you can make it work. All right, cool. So we've got like a rough plan, a rough outline. Great. Collective memory. Alizaro, you, along with the others, have this recollection of the city. You have this firm idea of where it is you need to go and the like. And this plan is a pretty good one. Let's now see if we can make it happen. So, Unok, I think.
He says Unok is going to fly above the buildings to see if the party is alive, like currently, like the building we're in, and then head over there so it will be 40 feet up.
All right, so 40 foot up and over the group. Easy done. All right. At this point, Ray, you hear the dragon's wings stretching as if it's getting ready to fly after you. That is when you all hear a coughing and a spluttering as Sabina takes a knee. Her shield drops. She starts to breathe as if her heart has just once again started. From last session, she actually had the lucky day. So it was her lucky day, and she did actually survive the impact. However, battered...
Just barely.
Barely, yeah. Battered, bruised, and injured. She is, however, basically falls unconscious at this point. We'll go into a chase scene, as Ray is the only person who's really not on the cart at this point. You get behind it and you begin to travel, following the route you planned in the city. The first thing you do is you head into the residential area as the dragon takes flight. Making your way down what looks to be a narrow passage, smashing through several crates and terracotta pots with plants that just sort of shatter as you rush past. You see that several hanging clotheslines seem to make vision difficult as the creature comes through. Seeing it, it sort of stops before the alleyway, stretching its wings out, before then opening its mouth and roaring, breathing this flaming hot air. This isn't the breath weapon. This is just as Ray experienced, the sheer heat from the creature being now fanned forward as the tapestries and clothes behind you start to ignite one after the other, like a chain effect of this roaring fire that pushes its way down the alleyway you travel. It does have to stop to do that, so presently you are gaining some measure of distance. However, thanks to its vision and ability to see souls, it flies up and over the buildings and begins to try and track you guys down as you make your way into the plaza. Now, while in the plaza, you notice that the ballistas are aimed the wrong way. Thanks to the clotheslines, you have a bit of time. Is there something you would like to do as a group or as any individual in order to try and draw the attention of the ballistas to the dragon?
Holly's just gonna scream at the top of her lungs. Oh my god, it's a dragon! I've never seen anything like this before. It's certainly not the black dragon protecting the queen.
Polly is always so specific.
I know, right? Okay. Yelling this at the top of of your lungs, let's have you make a deception check.
Let me figure out what I grabbed to roll the deception check. I'm just moving my character sheet. Okay, here we go. I believe I would like to hero point that. Or do I need to hero point?
Oh, see, I want to point this out. I haven't been mean to you because you haven't been here, so you have a lot coming. So I am going to be mean to you here, and I'm going to use a jinx point to counteract your hero point. Because one thing you've also failed to recall is that you currently are disguised as a devil. So as the ballistas turn to see who is yelling, they see a flaming dark-winged angel with a flaming bow and arrow, who they both immediately, the ballistas turn around and they go, "Holy fucking shit! The devil is upon us!" Ding, 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 ding. Alarm,
At least
alarm!
the ballistas are somewhat in the right direction.
They are now pointing in the right direction. However, they are now pointing at Holly. Holly, let's make a... I'm just gonna... Siege weapons and people don't go off well. So, let's say we're gonna use a acrobatics check in place of your ability to dodge. This is gonna be your maneuverability in the air with your wings as you are attempting to fly to avoid being struck by a ship-sinking weapon.
Okay.
Also, really quickly, Odd Bandicoot, welcome in. Here is what is currently happening. Our group is currently fleeing from a large Soul Ravner dragon. It is too powerful for them to face head-on, so they are maneuvering their way through the city, giving tons of obstacles to help them get away, in order to lure the undead dragon into the graveyard known as the Grey, and hopefully take it to the Temple of Pharasma over consecrated ground where the creature will be destroyed. Presently, Holly, who is disguised as an Aranese devil, has drawn the attention of the ballistas in the area I'm going to ping here. They have heard Holly's cries, which were supposed to draw attention to the dragon, but instead have drawn attention to her, and now some ballistas are aiming in that direction. So there you go.
Is 30 enough?
Is a 30 enough on your fly? What level are you guys?
14.
14.
What? No, 2. We're level 2.
Unfortunately, 32 is the DC you need.
I would like to hero point that.
I'm going to ask you this. You may hero point it. Also, how many hit points do you have left?
All of them.
All of them being how much as a number?
160.
Now, there is no flawless victory award. You can survive this hit.
I can survive the hit. Okay, I won't hero point.
Okay.
I'll take it.
All right.
Oh wait, no, go ahead.
We good? Yeah? All right,
Do it.
here it comes. The ballista launches and deals 52 points of damage as it strikes you with a large bolt. The second arrow, the second ballista head strikes you for 46, dealing a total of 98 damage. Now, in your Erinys form, are you resistant to any damage?
I feel like not ballista damage, but let me double check.
I mean, they're not magical in any way, so they still all both count as piercing damage.
Yeah, that's why I think no, but let me find out.
How indeed. How indeed. Also, good question. Yes, anyone who is rocking the frightened condition is no longer frightened. Oh, actually, yeah, no, yeah. Enough time will have passed physically, like time, but yeah. Yep. So I'll just remove the frightened condition from people. All right. Was there anything, by the way, Holly?
There is not, except for the first time in the entire time that I've been playing this game. I wish that had been athletics instead of acrobatics.
Oh, fair. Alizara, why are you on fire? Oh,
I
from
shouldn't.
Fire.
from the attack
From
that
where
Sabina.
Sabina hit.
Yep. And I presume someone put Sabina out, like the fire.
I would hope
Although
someone
I-
in the
Of course.
cart.
Good, excellent, wonderful.
I do have 5 temporary hit points. Oh wait, I have 5 resistance to physical damage except silver.
Okay, so that means 10, so 88 points of damage is what you have taken.
Not 887.
You sure? Okay, there we go. Done.
Okay.
Oh,
I love
without
on
the
combat tracker, I'm still showing as green, but it's like
Oh, that's true. That's true. Skulia has made a point. Because you guys are no longer afraid, that penalty you would have taken from your frightened condition, which wouldn't be in effect, you would actually have dodged those ballistas.
Oh yeah, I would have. That would have been a 33.
thanks, Skulia.
Thank you,
Skulia,
Skull.
freaking this guy. All right, not even playing. Still getting in my way. Curse you! All right, you dodge the ballistas.
We love Scully Eye.
As the ballistas fly in your direction, you weave and duck and manage to dodge. Which, of course, as you do so, you have definitely drawn the eye of the ballistas to the dragon. They panic because, oh my god, the demon has summoned a giant flaming dragon, and they begin to start firing upon it as well. The dragon is super angry and flies over the ballistas, igniting them and incinerating them, giving you a bit more time before they make its way to try and chase you. I need to roll a percentage now because as you make your way through the area that is covered in food carts, ooh, unfortunate, the smokestacks and the like are not as prevalent this day, as many people are not really in a celebrating or a food-based mood. What with the rebellion, the dragon, a ton of stuff, the food shops are all closed, unfortunately, as you guys make your way down this alleyway. And once the dragon is done blowing the ballistas to pieces, it uses its ability to sense souls to hone in on the group of you and begins to fly in rapid acceleration in your direction. Cutting across High Bridge and now making your way to skirt the gray, our heroes begin to duck and weave between the statues, but the creature is going to be on you before then. The group has a chance to do something to slow it down with their own powers and abilities. Anyone have anything they'd like to do?
Depends how far away it is.
You can wait till whenever it's within range, but yep, you just tell me what you'd like to do and we can go over it. At present, it looks like it is going to try and swoop you and destroy the cart you're on.
How many
Well, we've been
feet
doing this. Could
across?
one of us have fed Sabina a healing potion?
Sure.
Would also like
Or
to
something?
tack onto the. I would actually like to use regenerate on Sabina.
Sure. All right, Sabina is healing up and mending while we are,
Because that will.
on the cart. Sure.
It's regenerate 15 for 1 minute.
150. Okay. And a healing potion. Let's just give it 25. Okay. Cool. Easy. All right. Cool. Yeah, she's about half hit points now, thanks to the sorted healing from the potion and the
I
regenerate.
do think that Ray is actually going to drink a healing potion as well because one
Sure.
more hit and he's down.
Yeah, sure. Makes sense. Now, is anyone going to stop the dragon?
Right, yeah, so I was just waiting for everyone to stop talking as well. I'll say what I was going to do, then Cass can say what she was going to do, and we'll see which way we're going to go.
There's
right?
never
So
too many plans.
what I was going to do is, because I've got a thing called Animated Assault, which is 120 foot. Now, it'll probably not do any damage, but it'll probably distract it, because basically it causes a shit ton of debris in a 10-foot burst to fly around in vicious circles. So I'm thinking if I can just get it to fly around in front of this creature's face, you know, even if it doesn't do any damage.
What's the range of it? What's the radius, sorry?
It's 120 feet, and it's a 10-foot burst.
10 foot,
So I was
yeah,
kind
okay, cool.
of have
So-
it like fly. It picks up unattended rubbish and then just hoys it, and then it just flies around in a circle. If I concentrate as well, it can stay for 10 minutes. So she's kind of just going to do that to try and just, you know, if you've got a load of shit flying in your face, I mean, you're a little distracted generally.
Yeah, no, perfect. All right, I like it. Alizaro, what was your contribution?
I was gonna ask, what size is the dragon, just in terms of like small to like gargantuan or whatever the biggest size in Pathfinder is?
The dragon is gargantuan.
Yeah, I was about to say. Should be
How-
around there.
How big is Ro in kaiju form? Like, what size is
Huge.
she? All right. So, in that case, Ro would like to, when after Agnes's stuff, if that ends up going off, as the dragon is about to swoop, Ro would want to go kaiju and serve as like a cover. And yes, I know the risk, but she would try to protect and serve as a cover so that they can move a little bit further.
Okay. Question on that, and I'm going to challenge you on this.
Mhm.
Your personal life goal is to get your horse back.
Yes.
Saving these people, giving your life for these people. Is that a Cass or is that an Alizara move?
Mm. Yeah, that's. She's attached to them, but that is more of a player trying to think of what to do because player is stuck.
Sometimes the right answer is to not do anything at all.
Mm.
Or to ditch them. This ain't my fight. No, it's fine. But
Marcus had an idea. Marcus had an idea for trying to, perhaps, I'm not too sure how big the pillars are. He had an idea that maybe try and get a pillar to topple over on the creature, but he was going to use his breath weapon, but he doesn't think it's strong enough.
it is not. However, Alizaro's kaiju form would be enough to topple it. So if you would like to, and if Marcus is happy with it, having Unok suggest that Alizaro fly ahead and just start the, like, almost like a domino topple of the statues, I'd let that happen. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah,
He said,
that sounds good.
Yeah, in
Okay.
capitals. Extra,
right.
yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
Unok flies this suggestion past Alizaro. Alizaro, you transform into your large kaiju bird form and fly ahead of the group. You get to pretty much where you guys are supposed to be turning off. Like, you're gonna, start the collapse from, like, just a little bit ahead of that. I need an athletics check from you as the dragon is beginning to swoop down. Once it gets within 120 foot, Agnes, you cast your spell, and almost like Magneto, like, all of a sudden, just all of this just random garbage and stuff propels itself around and starts throwing itself into the face of the dragon. It starts to move left and right and just kind of like keeps getting banged and hit. It sort of roars and snaps and chomps at it. But then it does something incredibly, incredibly terrifying.
Can I hero point that?
You may. It basically turns up the fire on its body, and it melts all the debris surrounding it. Nice. All right. With a 35, the towers begin to fall one after the other with a thunderous crack at each connecting blow. As the cart runs through, you start to weave and duck and move. Who is pushing the cart? I'll say that up to 2 people can push the cart.
Probably either me, Nunuk, or Ray, Nunuk, one of the two.
I heard Ray mouth
yeah,
something.
pushing.
That was weird.
Yes, Ray was pushing.
All right, so Ray and
was
Dante, can I get
silenced.
you both to make me a athletics check as you attempt to slalom your way through the buildings? Nice. 2 critical successes. Jesus.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah, you both just weave your way through it. And
Oh,
as the
yeah.
buildings are starting to collapse, I'm going to give you guys an extra piece here. Does anyone have anything to obscure vision in any way? Who is on the cart? Nope.
Does
I mean,
Holly have any necklace of fireballs left to just toss out there?
I've got a blade barrier.
That'll work. Yeah. All right. As you conjure your blade barrier, if you conjure your blade barrier, would you like to?
I would love to conjure my blade
Sweet.
barrier.
As you conjure your blade barrier, the creature hits it head on, and it starts to get cut. Now, the damage itself is so minimal, like every blade is sort of like doing next to nothing, but it is distracting enough that the creature, for a moment, considers melting the blades again, or just ignoring it and chasing after you. This moment of indecision that it takes is all that's required as the whole statue comes crashing down on top of the dragon, pinning it right here. Underneath one of the buildings. It struggles to try and move, and you watch as like the ground itself seems to be igniting in this golden, very, very radiant fire that just continues to burn. The dragon roars in pain as it tries its darndest to, let's see. As it tries its darndest to try and break free, but to no avail.
I mean, you need a special kind of heat to melt stone.
All right. The creature is slowly burning and in pain. As you slow down, oh, that's why it's over here. Aha. All right. As you slow down, you can see that there are a number of priests and the like who see the creature and have gathered around already. They begin to perform an exorcism. And as they do, they begin to draw their runic circles, and the priests of Pharasma begin to say their chants and their prayer. The dragon roars and scratches, trying to claw its way out, eventually getting to a point where its body begins to discorporeate as it sneaks its way out, basically becoming incorporeal.
Stream ended.
The stream ended.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That was an early blip.
That's, yeah, no, that, why blip? No blip. Hold on. It says everything is working on my end.
Marcus is saying blip in the stream.
Let's have a look. It's back. We're back. Yeah, no, it says I'm
Looks
live.
like it's
We're back.
Okay, weird. Interesting. Interesting indeed.
Magic.
Huh.
Julia's router restarted as well.
Ah, so it's Schoolie's fault. Perfect.
Huh, weird.
Yeah, I'll blame Scully Eye. That works. No, we won't. Scully Eye saved me from taking a bunch of damage from Ballistae. We're good.
That is
That's a
true.
good point.
No more blaming
Oh,
Scully
hey,
Eye.
I think I just found out something. 1 second.
Oh,
I think we've been in the wrong Pathfinder category. Because there's a Pathfinder, like, retro game, apparently. Oh, interesting.
Whoops.
Let me check this real quick. No, we're in the right one. It's just the wrong picture for some reason. Weird. Okay. Anywho. Hi, guys. Don't worry about me. Anyway, as I was saying, the creature is pinned down. The large statue collapsed on top of the dragon as the priests of Pharasma begin their chant over the consecrated ground to try and exorcise the creature. It transforms incorporeal and slithers out from underneath the debris. It jumps and reaches over and grabs one of the priests. You watch as his soul is literally just drained from his body and goes into the dragon, but it is too little, too late. The dragon has no way to restore the damage that is being done. And though the one lone priest does lose his life, the rest manage to keep their heads together and keep the chant going enough for the dragon to let loose one final catastrophic roar before exploding into a radiant shower of spiritual energy. Gone, destroyed forever.
that's going to be a story for your group, Unak.
Does that count as one dragon or a lot of dragons?
I think Unak said it was going to count for 3.
Unok's going to count for 3.
That seems fair.
And he did it all himself. Because,
Well, he did have the idea to knock over the pillars.
He was brilliant.
Marcus, there is no dragon. How are you going to harvest?
Unak is now harvesting the dragon. Holly's gonna.
There's nothing to harvest.
Holly, has it been over a minute now? Dag.
It has been over a minute.
Okay, Holly is no longer in Aranese. So she's
Oh, good,
back.
because one of them you watch as two of the priests come up to you. One of them is this tall, skinny dude. One's this like really rude, short guy with like short hair with a shotgun. They begin to like sort of chant to try and exorcise you, but then you stop and they're like, ugh. They both get into an Impala and then drive off.
Wait a second. I was about to say, wait a second.
She's gonna walk over to the priest. We're really, really sorry about your statues because they were very, very pretty. But the dragon was really scary and we needed consecrated ground, and we were really, really sorry about your fellow priest, and we hope he finds safety in the arms of Pharasma.
The priests look at you and thank you for your kind words. Not often heard from someone from the Asmodean Church, but the sentiments are appreciated nonetheless.
So Sabina got healed, right?
Sabina did get healed. Sabina
Yeah.
sits up from the back of the wagon.
Good. Then she's got Agnes straight in her face with her hands around her collar of whatever it is she's got. She'll push anybody out of the way that's trying to get in the way unless somebody really big tries to stop her. And yeah, she's just in her face. Where's my daughter?
I don't know who you are.
And why did you take her?
I didn't. If your daughter's with the Grey Maidens, then she might be one of the initiates. The initiates all volunteer. They all
Not this
choose.
one.
What? She takes off her helmet at this point. Because it is somewhat stifling. And this is what you see. Ooh, actually, is that what you see? Yeah, no, that is what you see. Okay. I thought she was a redhead. But there you go. That is what you see. Not a powerful, muscular, gritty warrior, but a girl who looks so similar she could have been your daughter. The difference being her face covered in scars, many of which show signs of abuse, likely at the hands of the queen. She says, "Believe me when I say this. All the Grey Maidens are chosen. They're offered to take the role, but no one is ever forced. At least," and she stops. You can see that she's kind of considering. If your daughter is with the initiates, then she's back at the keep. Below the castle. It is where all the training is done. It's where all the inductions are done.
How do I get her?
She reaches into her side and pulls out a key to the keep. She hands them to you.
Thank you.
For what it's worth, if your daughter was taken, I'm sorry. I know things have gotten out of hand. What you said.
Out of hand? Agnes is like reaction. Do you call this just out of hand?
We were in turmoil. The Emperor, rest his soul, kept this city together by a tether. And when he fell apart, so did the city. The Queen stepped up. She told us that there was a better future ahead, that through the flames, the strength of Corvosa would be tempered. I see now that the flames burn too brightly, and it is the people who suffered. I just didn't want people to have to suffer. I wanted there to be another side. And
There is. Here. And she points at everybody, like, in the group kind of thing. And she'll include the priests if they're still kicking about.
The priests are kicking about. They're basically like just being like, "Did we just exercise a dragon? Fucking high five, dude! Fucking yeah, man! I had like a baptism today and a wedding. You know, like that was all I had. You know, didn't think I was gonna fucking exercise a ghost dragon. We should tell people. Yeah, we should too. We should.
Oh yeah, that was part of Agnes's plan. Like, just if she wasn't so distracted, she'd be encouraging them that, yeah, go out, tell everyone.
Yep.
Yeah, she goes, there is another side here. And you have a decision to make right now.
Mm-hmm.
Will
she was
you help
just
us?
get it. Right, yeah.
You have a decision to make.
Pick a side.
Oh, okay, right. She says, I choose Corvosa, as I always have. And so long as the queen is, well, as she is, Corvosa is not safe.
I'm glad you've come to that realization. We've been trying to convince people of that for a while.
The people are worn, tired, and desperate. They've gone through so very much in the time since the fall of the king. As I said, it is not... Sorry, I'm just having a look at the... what's on our checklist of stuff to do. Which I'll share with you guys so you guys can actually just double check and see where you guys are at. She says, I honestly did not know if we would be able to pull through. Despite everything, I thought there was hope. I did so much. Perhaps there was a point where I thought that I could not turn back. I'll help in any way I can. But for my own reasons, I cannot confront the Queen. I swore an oath, and I take it seriously. If I am with her, I will be sworn to protect her.
I understand oaths. And won't ask you to break it. Agnes is looking for her daughter, but once we get her daughter out, we are trying to track down Togamor. Do you know where he is?
Togamor is in the castle. He is very rarely away from that place. He lavishes in the luxury afforded to him from his station as the seneschal of the keep.
Does he ever leave?
No.
We
So-
also
Have any knowledge of... Sorry?
we also need to have a word with the chief indoctrinator of the Grey Maidens?
That's me. Hi. My name is Sabina Marin. I am the leader and commander of the Grey Maidens.
So
Is there
you're willing
another?
to help us as long as it doesn't involve us asking you to do something to the queen. Is that what I gather? To break your oath to the queen?
Yes. Oh, sorry. Did you say indoctrinator? I thought you said commander. My apologies.
No, I said
The
chief
yeah the
indoctrinator.
yeah the indoctrinator is in the keep.
So we can kill two birds with one stone, and you could help us deal with the chief indoctrinator, and Agnes can get her daughter back.
She will listen to me. Yes.
And that will not throw anything into contention between you and the queen.
I'm already betraying the queen to a degree by letting you live, by attacking the dragon, by protecting you.
And you would help us with the chief indoctrinator as well, and help Agnes get her daughter back, correct?
Yes.
It seems that your Grey Maidens have been corrupted.
Our original purpose has been tarnished. I see that clearly now.
So
This would help
we would
fix
like to
that.
help you fix that, yes.
Look, I appreciate what you're saying, but helping a small group such as yours does nothing to absolve the sheer quantity and depth of devastation the Grey Maidens have caused this city. And you do not need to try and convince me. I've already agreed to.
Yes,
I've
however,
already agreed to
making
help
sure
you.
the Grey Maidens. Yeah, no, I'm fully aware, but this would be a very good first step in helping us achieve all of our goals.
Yes, I'm very aware that you would like me to help you achieve your goals.
Also, as much as I am loath to speak in your defense, really, we actually have no idea how much influence Casabron actually has. I just mean from a metaphysical standpoint, or I'm just saying it. There could be more at work here as to why you were corrupted than just being bad people, if that makes sense.
She appreciates you saying what you are, but she is first and foremost a soldier. It is not a soldier's place to question. It is a soldier's place to do. But even in that sense, she has failed as a soldier. She has failed as a guardian. She's failed as a knight. The one thing she wants to remain true to is her vow, which, again, doesn't involve her preventing you from saving your daughter. It'll just prevent you from killing the queen, which, while she knows you're going to do that, is why she says she can't go with you. She says she can't. Yeah,
I
sorry.
doubt very much that you're too happy about the Red Mantis assassins running about this place. Perhaps that could be something you'd be willing to turn your attention to.
I know their safe house, and right now she is right now they are currently, at least, still poised as allies to the queen. I cannot act directly against them.
But you can tell us where the safe house is.
Yes.
We really just need to connect them to the queen. I don't really find, I know we've just taken down technically 2 dragons, but they're really, really good at killing things.
Yes, but I don't think they would be happy to know that the queen killed her husband in order to take the throne. Maybe a conversation is in order.
But where is the safe house?
She puts a note on the map. It is somewhere in. Let me just have a look here. No, that's not right. Yes, it is here in the Heights.
There's one other piece of information that we've been trying to find, which is the whereabouts of the priest Daughtry.
The priest, sorry,
Have
what?
you heard any? Is it Ishari Daughtry?
Oh, yes.
And
No, I do
the
know.
Durham priest.
Did I just go super white for some reason?
You just
you
you went
did.
foggy.
Oh,
There's sun
hold
coming
on.
through your window?
Yeah, the sun just came through my window. There we go. Ah, wait, no. Stop it. Why is there sun? You are blackout curtains. There we go. Much better. Okay. Yes. He is currently being, well, for want of a better word, he is being tortured. His fate is, let's see, 1 second. Nope. I have to find him.
You're good.
Okay. He's in the castle somewhere. I don't know where specifically. However, he is being protected by a series of powerful enchantments and wards. These wards come from the Temple of Asmodeus, where several devils have allied themselves with the queen. They are now in charge of the temple and are the source of a great deal of the magical power that dwells within.
Ollie, sounds like we have some cleanup to do at your temple as well.
Apparently.
So, Sabina, your group is not the only one that has been misled or corrupted. Oh boy.
All right. So you have some ports of call. There's a couple of people in the city, but let's scooch over for the time being back to the Citadel, where you find yourselves descending down into its depth, where a gray maiden awaits you, sword drawn, but quickly sheathed, as Sabina is in your company. Commander, what brings you here? At ease. The initiates. We are allowing them to return home. Commander? I'm not sure I understand. I said we are allowing the initiates to return home for the time being. But mistress, we have not been yet through the full training. They haven't been indoctrinated yet. They haven't been... Are you questioning my orders? No, Commander. Of course not. And she walks over to the various dorms and unlocks them from the outside. And you see a series of rather beautiful women suddenly, sort of emerge from the dark cells. Listen here. For the time being, you are all to return back to your places of residence. Stay inside and ensure that the streets remain cleared. Is that understood? There's a sort of confused murmuring from around before Sabina raises her voice again. She says, "I said, is that understood?" And they all in unison say, "Yes, Commander." And they all rush out. The indoctrinator is the most confused, but eventually will also leave as well. Agnes, it is at this point your daughter emerges from one of the cells.
Oh yeah, Agnes just like flings herself at her. Basically, she does that whole thing where she hugs her and then she breaks away and pats her face and everything to see if she's injured at all, and then hugs her again, and then yeah.
As that happens, she looks so surprised. She says, "Mom, you're okay."
I ain't that relative speaking, but yes, I'm okay.
I heard that you'd
About
go.
you? Oh, I've missed you so much.
Stop fussing. I'm fine. What are
Are
you
you
doing?
sure?
What are you doing here?
I come to get you out.
But no, Mom, you don't understand. I came here because they were gonna hurt Thomas. I said I would come and they would...
Blaze at Sabina. Yes.
Again,
Well,
didn't know Thomas, but
no. But like, she's still like, that's just.
also wasn't Sabina, but sure.
Oh, she shot Thomas with a crossbow.
You didn't know who he was.
Yeah, but she still shot him as far as Agnes is concerned.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, look, a villain has had a change of heart. Okay, you can't unshoot arrows. Okay, all right. Anyway, so
anyway, she just blares at her, and then she's just like, "He's going to be fine."
What do you mean going to be fine? Mother, has something happened to Thomas?
There was a wee accident, but he'll be fine. I looked after him.
You can see that she starts to get very emotional. Mom, she like turns around and grabs you tightly.
It's all going to be all right now.
Also,
Okay?
happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Oh, thank you, dearie. Is it that? Oh, goodness. Where's
It
the
is that
pen
day.
gone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Agnes is trying really hard to try and talk and not cry and just at the same time, really, to be fair, because this is like the culmination of everything and why she's been angry, and she's just kind of deflated now a little bit. But
It is. You feel your legs kind of give way a little bit underneath you as you hold your daughter, not wanting to let her go. You take a moment here to sort of explain a little bit about, sort of what happened in regards to your journey and Thomas and the like. She says that a lot of the girls were round up by the initiator. They were the one who came to your house and had ransacked the place. When Thomas tried to defend it, they literally laid into him, and your daughter was worried that Thomas was going to be killed. She agreed to go with the Grey Maidens and sign up as part of their thing if they left Thomas alone, which they did, and she'd been here training. She explains that the Queen is insane, that one of the girls, when the Queen came for inspection, was too good looking, and that's why all the Grey Maidens have scars over their face, because she wants to be surrounded by beauty, but none greater than hers, so she literally mutilates their faces before they indoctrinate. So the girls that you just released were, about to undergo this ritual. your daughter asked to help. She says that she wants to do something to help you in the rebellion, to stop the queen. She's seen firsthand how mad she is.
So Agnes will like clutch her face and she was like, I'm proud of you. But don't do anything so stupid again. But I am proud of you. Well, to be fair, it's what both me and your father would have done. So there is that. Can't be mad, I suppose. And yes, there's plenty you could do. For one, find Thomas, and there's the rebellion, and then she kind of gets sad again, and she goes, this is just personal, and well, if I can't ask for personal from my daughter, who can I not? Could you find out what happened to Dan?
She takes a moment and then nods. She realizes when she sees the look on your face, the concern you have. Last when you saw Dan was riding one of the sailboats, giving you cover from the ballista fire from the gates. His boat being struck. You do not know his fate, but your daughter and Thomas will both, make it their mission to try and find Dan and find out what happened. A temporary farewell as you separate outwards leaves our heroes with the next decision as to where they go next. What part of the Queen's rule needs to be destabilized next?
Question
you get
above
a
table. Did we free the Spider King's daughter as well?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
The Spider King's daughter is now freed, which means you have also received allies in the Eel's End. I was actually just looking at this. So, right now, and if anyone wants to record this down under their notes, you have gained 3 reputation for sparing Sabina's life and recruiting her to the cause. You have gained 2 respect points or reputation from defeating Trifacia. You have received 2 reputation for defeating the dragon publicly. And you've received 2 reputation points from having freed the spider's daughter from captivity. So that's 9 reputation points in total so far, which is pretty good. At 12 points, you have destabilized her power and can go after her directly without, causing a ruckus.
So 3 more, got it.
Nice.
Also, if you defeat her now, then the city will not be stable. It'll be basically torn apart by rebellion, but, that's just that. So, where to next? There is the Temple of Asmodeus. There is the castle. There is the Red Mantis hideout. And, what else was there?
I'm thinking perhaps we deal with these Red Mantis. I mean, we just kind of need to prove a connection rather than it's impossible to kill all of them. I mean, just kill one, another one will turn up if they're pissed off enough, or someone pays them enough, or they feel offended enough, or whatever other reason they decide to kill people for. But so really what we need to do is just discredit them or the Queen or
I think I think that's a really good idea. Plus, also, if the Red Mantis are no longer on the Queen's side, we won't have assassins popping out and trying to kill us. So that seems like a good thing.
I mean, I don't know. I think they're still probably going to try and get Patrick just because I think he pissed them off enough.
Oh, well, yeah, maybe. Hopefully not. But if they're not on the queen's side, then I think we can work a little bit easier.
This is true. On the other hand, I'm still pretty beaten up. Do we want to take a night? Or do we want
I
to keep
think
moving?
rest,
Oh, I think we should have a rest first. Yeah.
yes, I think we definitely need a rest.
Agnes,
Okay.
yeah, you're not looking great either, Agnes. Sorry about that, but you know.
Oh, but dear, I don't feel very well, to be honest with you. But hey, I've had worse.
All right. You head back to
I
the.
have too, but don't have to like it.
All right. You head
Sorry.
back to the safe house and rest and recuperate. Safe house, yeah. Sorry. As you rest and recuperate, the sounds outside continue as the people and the rebels continue to fight, warring on the streets. Licking your wounds, if only temporarily, you prepare for your next big mission. As you guys slumber, I would like for Unok to roll me a percentage check, please. $45. I would like everyone to roll me a perception check, please. All right. Very well. Everyone, with the exception of Unok, is awoken to the sounds of glass breaking.
Unak's too busy reliving the glory moments of stabbing the dragon in his dreams.
Definitely the case. You hear the sound of glass breaking. You stir from your slumber and rise to your feet. As you begin to head down the flight of stairs in Zalara's house to the main sort of lounge foyer, you can see that the windows have been like kind of unbroken. They're just perfectly normal. But there's something amiss. A thin veil of fog seems to coat the floor of the bottom floor, almost as if like a morning mist, from the cold had just rolled in from an open door or something. However, all of you notice something else that is quite particular. You notice a large fat rat on its side, dead. It is then you realize.
Touch the mist.
It is then you realize.
Yeah, so Agnes instantly pulls his shawl up or whatever she's got on up over her nose and mouth and stuff like that, and she goes, "Don't breathe it in," and then tries to get back to higher ground again since it seems to be pooling on the floor.
You begin to climb the stairs as poison gas starts to fill your home. On the outside, you see 3 figures waiting in the night. Blades bright red and serrated like saw teeth. And that is where we're going to end today's session. As we return next week to find out the thrilling next chapter of our adventure as our heroes square off against the Red Mantis assassins that are in the town. Will they get the message? Or will they not? We'll find out when we return. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you had an amazing time. I know that I did. Our heroes defeated a dragon, managed to turn an enemy into an ally, and of course, managed to rescue both Agnes and Spider's daughter. Much stuff, like rewards and that will be handed to our heroes as their praises continue to be sung. Effing chats for the rat. Yes, it's just a, little sad thing. Now remember, all the VODs are available on YouTube if you want to check them out. But, hey, that's how it is. We do recaps every session, so that's that too. But we are coming very, very close to the end of the campaign, which I'm hoping we get through this month because later on this month they are going to be releasing Starfinder 2nd edition. And depending on where we're at and how long I've had a chance to chew over the book, either this time slot or the Wednesday time slot will be taking on a Reign of Winter, a Starfinder game. The other game will be one that I've been wanting to do for a little while as well. So more on that when we get to it. But stuff. I just want to tease you because I can. All right, guys. Well, my name's Michael. This is my place. This is my face. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer, and until we meet again, stay safe, stay wonderful, be kind to each other because why the fuck not? It's free. And until we meet again, game hard or die trying. Good night, folks.